YouTubers come in all shapes and sizes, and they can also come in all different backgrounds. It's no surprise when a YouTuber who essentially started from nothing evolves into either an influencer with a dedicated following that's there for their personality and content, or someone the audience can connect with. Once you see a YouTuber who's made it from rags to riches, it truly is something special. But doing YouTube isn't a simple task, even though you could upload Elsa and Spider-Man videos and gain views on each of your videos that I wish I could achieve. Some YouTubers who have made it big have worked hard and dedicated a portion of their life to it, whether it be financially or emotionally. But some have made it big because they probably abused the system in some way. Welcome to today's video, where I'll take a look at what I consider to be 7 creators who embody all of YouTube's 7 deadly sins. Let's begin. Favoring the algorithm is something that isn't frowned upon in the YouTubing community. If you want to favor the algorithm by making a certain video just for attention, go for it. But there are some YouTubers who abuse the system and upload trash after trash after trash just to make a quick buck. And sometimes you have people who will do anything for money. And when I mean anything, I mean anything.
Alright guys, so this dark web website is called Slavery Palace, and it says all slaves are $10,000. Each slave is guaranteed to follow every one of your orders, whether you beat them or not.
And bro, you're really gonna pay $10,000 for one of these?
I have to pay that, guys. In order to set them free, we're gonna have to come up with $10,000 cash. But this is definitely worth it, man. We're saving somebody's life.
From desecrating graves to pranking homeless people to pretty much rotting little children's brains, favoring the algorithm can be a shit show depending on who wants to favor it with what. Take for example someone like JStation, God rest his soul, who would upload trash after trash on the dumbest video topics to be in favor of the algorithm. But it wasn't until one fateful day where JStation decided to upload what I would call the video that started the end of his career. Before this point, he did upload some rather questionable content, but these were things that sadly and unfortunately he managed to get away with. Things like buying a slave on the dark web, which got the whole internet's panties in a cyber twist. And for the right reasons when you consider that he had a slave that looked like he was straight from a field in which people would pick a certain fiber. But his acts in trying to favor the algorithm didn't stop there. Not only did Jay buy a slave off the internet, he's repeatedly mangled and deformed dolls, puppets, and even mannequins for his own personal gains. Those poor sons of bitches, I tell you what. Aside from dolls and inanimate objects, Jay's greed for fortune doesn't end there. Some really wished it did. On one fateful day in June of 2019, the world lost one of its most beloved YouTubers on the platform. The world lost Etika by suicide. The world was honestly saddened by this news. Everyone mourned and grieved his loss. But not JStation. Oh no.
What's poppin', guys? I just got back from the middle of nowhere in an insane asylum. I checked Twitter right now, and I saw the most horrific news I've ever seen, man. Honestly, guys, and it comes from comments on my YouTube channel telling me, Jay, you better not do the Ouija board on Etika. Hell no, I'm not gonna do the Ouija board on Etika, bruh.
He saw an opportunity to cash in and upload one of the most despicable videos that has ever graced my eyes. This video wasn't the only video he'd upload about contacting the dead with a Ouija board. He'd upload countless others while raking in the hate clicks. In a way, he did gain views and clicks, but he gained hate clicks and countless comments of people telling him how disrespectful this was. And I mean, rightfully so. But did Jason care? Not as long as he was making money off of it. His greed knew no bounds. And it wasn't until YouTube pulled the plug on his channel permanently where he realized he was in some pretty deep shit. It took a while and tons of videos being made on him, but eventually his reign of terror and mediocre videos has ended. Not with a bang, but with a meek and shallow fart that was silenced and muffled by the collapse of his empire crumbling on him. Greed was J-Station's downfall. The YouTube platform is filled with personalities and online personas that helped build and fabricate a lot of young adults and their way of thinking, creating essentially a parasocial bond between them and their heroes, and establishing trust between them. But some YouTubers abuse this trust, and even elevate this to unwanted affinity.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
I won't lie, I didn't know who this chick was until I saw her face, then I immediately knew exactly who she was. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Lust is a psychological force producing intense desire for something or circumstances while already having a significant amount of the desired object. In the case of Colleen, she desired to learn about her underage fans' sexual conversation. In the case of Colleen, she desired to learn more about her underage fans' sexual conversations. Ugh, I feel dirty just talking about this subject. First off, if you're a creator who says more than 4 sentences to your underage fans, I think you should be investigated. Having underage fans appreciate you and look up to you is honestly an amazing feeling because you can teach them and guide them in the right directions. You can shape them into decent human beings, not traumatize them by asking them if their willy can squirt white funny strings. Your job as a YouTuber is to be an entertainer and to show people how passionate you are about the thing you're talking about, whether it be gaming, tech, makeup, cooking, fashion, whatever it may be, as long as you're passionate about it. And not passionate about knowing how little kid parts work. The worst part about this is that Colleen got caught and decided to make light of the situation with a fucking ukulele cover. Guitar? Okay, I can look past that. Bass? I can look past that. Drums? Yeah, sure, okay. Bagpipes? Little weird, but okay. But a ukulele? That's just a kid guitar you're diddling in front of millions of people. You're not helping your case. The worst part about all of this is that the person who made the allegations against Colleen was unfortunately crushed beneath the weight of the fan base. Look, I know I'm an old man, but I think it's about time that the viewers know that not every YouTuber wants to be your friend. And if they do, you're either gonna get a Markiplier or a Colleen Ballinger. And the coin is weighted against ya. But lust is such a negative thing that can disbalance the scale and tip it into obsession territory. Take, for example, rabid fans who will do anything for a man that looks like Mac Tonight from those old McDonald's commercials.
Beep, beep, boop, 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 boop. Send someone right over. Oh, here he is.
This is another form of lust that's called a semi-parasocial relationship. A parasocial relationship is a one-sided relationship that a fan, or in this case a fandom, engages in with a media persona. The media user feels a close connection to the persona even though they do not communicate or meet in real life often. And I've seen this too much over the years in the Dream fandom. A parasocial relationship can be something really dangerous. Imagine having a venue with Mac Tonight and you have a wave of teenage girls flocking into your direction because Mac Tonight is just behind you. I would just stand there like a deer in headlights and accept my fate. Parasocial relationships can have benefits, such as increased authenticity, community, and confidence, as long as healthy boundaries are maintained. But when it comes to Dream's community, I wouldn't really call his fans' relationship and devotion to him healthy. Passionate, sure, but healthy? I'm throwing a rock in a glass house here. What I mean by this is that he can literally sell his fans snake oil with his stupid face on it, and they'd buy it. like fucking idiots. Lust turns people into liars, deceivers, and manipulators. Their actions towards others are based on the cravings to get something. Either it be to manipulate, lie, or to use their influence to get whatever they want. Lust can lead to a very, very, very slippery slope. Lust can turn into obsession. Gluttony can be described as a bunch of different things. It can mean to consume a lot, or it can be to overindulge oneself. In the case of picking out someone who fits this category, we can look no further than the king of gluttony himself, Nikocado Avocado. Now, to preface this, I did not call him a glutton because he's fat. Yes, it did cross my mind, but for the sake of this video, I'd say Nick fits into the category of overindulgence in terms of food and status. I never really took Nick as someone who'd spit on the poor since he looks like a, God damn it. He looks like a... Fuck! He looks like, Fuck me, man! Okay, I just got a call from my PR agent. Not calling him that again. But Nikocado Avocado is someone I would consider an individual lost to gluttony, because he is such a massive influencer that has a massive reach. Gluttony, depending on the context, can be such a terrible thing when you're an influencer like Nikocado. Consumption of too much can be a terrible problem, especially of food. Now, I don't want to turn this into a health video because I don't want 400 comments telling me I'm fatphobic, but I do want to advise that his consumption of certain meals definitely halved his life. And since he's such a massive influencer, kids and young adults will see what he's doing and copy it, increasing a problem that is already prevalent and on the rise. Now, to be sure and to be perfectly clear, gluttony is to be distinguished from proper feasting. I don't care or give two shits if you eat a proper balanced meal, but I do give a fuck if you eat like shit and consume food like you're a fucking trash compactor. And having impressionable young ones seeing you scarf down a mountain of Takis and slowly destroying your body isn't exactly a noble effort. Now, I'm gonna cut this section short for two reasons. One, I don't want people claiming I'm fatphobic, and two, I don't want to talk about Nikocado Avocado's OnlyFans, which could be considered gluttony once you remember that he's also making people consume his oatmeal asshole. Ugh. Gluttony. Oh, fuck, I can't stop thinking about his oatmeal asshole. Gluttony can turn into self-destruction. God, get me the fuck out of this fucking sin already, god damn it. Sloth can be understood as a state of mind that is apathetic, lazy, or sluggish. I could cheap out and say that people who make those stupid Elsa and Spider-Man videos are lazy because a lot of their contents and videos are just repeats of each other, but I am more dignified than that and I have honor. Instead, I'll direct your attention to a YouTuber who I consider the epitome of sloth, Kwebbelkop. I can't believe I'm talking about my fellow Dutchman like this, but hey man, it had to have been done. Now, why would I consider Kwebbel as a personification of the sin for sloth? Well, it has nothing to do with his personality, but more with his content output. Sloth is a sin of omission, being a lack of desire and or performance. It may arise from any of the other capital vices. While the state and habit of sloth is a mortal sin, the habit of a soul trending towards the last mortal state of sloth is not mortal and of itself except under certain circumstances. Kwebbel, or fuck it, I'm just gonna call him Jordy, is someone I consider to be passionless or lacking of desire. A lot of his content, down to the actual essence in the video, to his thumbnails, to his ludicrous ideas, are sort of just driven more by money than passion or desire to become a better YouTuber. He already hit the 1 million mark and above, so in reality he has nothing else to prove. But this is where I kind of find one of the leading downfalls of a lot of YouTubers. They don't strive to find progress or to better their content in another way, or perhaps pursue something new. And I really wish that a lot of YouTubers would strive once they're in their comfort zone. Just because you hit 1 million and above doesn't mean you can churn out content like you're feeding garbage to your fans. Jordy in the beginning was a content creator that helped a lot of kids and young adults laugh with his content, but over the years he seemed to be targeting a certain child demographic that doesn't even know what good content is. And because of this, he abuses that and churns out Roblox videos after Roblox videos while receiving pitiful views. Now, I know he's receiving more views than I, and I can admit that. But at the same time, he must feel really empty churning out content that just looks like this. For only 40,000 views, while his channel has over 15 million subs. And also, I find his content and way of thinking also very lazy and sloth-like when you remember that he had an AI make videos for him. Or not really make videos for him, but just be there. But at the same time, it fucking sucks because it's AI. That's also another part that I find lazy. Making these house tour videos on his own house and just flexing his own money when it's just making him out to be more of an asshole than he already is. So saying that he's receiving a fairly small percentage from his videos while his main following forgot about him isn't really a good thing, despite him making bank. To me, that just screams laziness. The story of Kwebbelkop is fairly interesting, and I want to explore that a bit more in the future, because it's very intriguing to me to see how someone who had nothing built up to having too much to essentially destroying his own brand by doing too much, but also too little at the same time. Sloth can turn into wanting to find ways to make money easy quickly, which can ultimately end up with a creator like him losing everything. Sloth was his downfall.